In this tutorial, we'll show you how to create a Prezi using the Prezi website. Prezi is an alternative to creating a PowerPoint and allows you to create presentations that are very dynamic, full of motion, work online, but also work offline. So there definitely are a lot of different options to try out. Now, when you do sign up for a Prezi account, as you can see, I have multiple Prezis I've used in the past. Um, you're going to go ahead to create a new Prezi. You're going to search all your current Prezis, or if you're going to create a new one, you're just going to click New Prezi. Takes a while to load. As you're going to see, everything's going to be on one screen in a second, though. It is important to note too that there's also a iOS app for iPad or iPhone where you can create Prezis as well, and it works almost as good as the web page does. So if you like Prezi and you like to create it on the go or like to view them on your mobile device, this is an iOS option as well. Now, they give you several templates you can pick from. Of course, you can always pick a blank template, but if you have one that suits your needs, it might get you done a little bit faster. These are obviously just some of the more latest popular ones. There are more. You can search by topic. For example, if I want to say school, I would get one there. As you can see, I might just say computer, since we are focusing on it here. But I'll go back to just looking at where some of the other options now. Again, there are a lot. I'm going to pick one that looks more similar to a semantic web for this one. Let's go with explaining a topic. Click on that, and I'll double click or click on use template. And here we are actually in the Prezi. Now this Prezi is already partially set up. The one thing you want to notice right away is the slides on the side, they look like a PowerPoint, but in a lot of ways they act a little bit differently. For example, this is where you're going to move. One is where we're going to start. So one is usually the holistic view. If you notice the one here in the corner, it's going to be the helicopter view of the entire Prezi. Where two is going to be a zoom in on what is circled to here, which is this topic. Three would go to this circle over here. So you can see the order of how the Prezi is going to focus on what we're doing. Now, I can put anything anywhere in this Prezi. I can work with what's currently there, or I can play with stuff. For example, if I wanted to insert a YouTube video, I could do that right into the Prezi. I can insert background music. I can insert symbols. I can insert diagrams. If I want to add frames and arrows, I can draw additional circles. So let's say I wanted to include another circle. I would just drag and draw, and now I have another circle to add. You might be saying, well, wait, there's no arrow. Well, I can definitely make sure there is an arrow by drawing an arrow out from the center circle and fixing the direction I want to put it in. And I can always resize the arrow by double clicking on it, changing the style, the color. As you can see, it pops up there. You do have a lot of options. Move this one out a little bit just so it's right there. Perfect. And then you can go ahead and you can play with the text. For example, this is a template. There are some things I can just deal with. I can call this my sample Prezi. And as you can see, they give me an option that they have a text box in here. I can change all the fonts as I type into it. So I might say, this is how to create a Prezi. Follow me, and you will know what to do. I did actually write the title in, so I'll call it How to Make a Prezi. And you can start to fill in all that way. Now I'm not going to go through the entire form here, but as you can see, when I start to add things, it can get pretty complicated. But you have a lot of choices. There are some built-in graphics. For example, maybe your circles aren't your thing. I can go to, well, we're doing, let's see. This Prezi is going to be out of this world, so I'm going to throw that in right there. And now be in our Prezi too. When you go to the helicopter view, maybe we'll throw the planet Earth in here too. Why not? So you can definitely play with it and make the Prezi very much your own. There are also other themes you can pick from. For example, if you don't like the color theme you're seeing right now, you can change the entire theme of the Prezi, which I just did by clicking on theme colors. And then you'll go through. Now remember I said we would start at 1, which is the holistic view, 2 would be the center Prezi, 3 would be this one. So if I want to go from my sample Prezi to watch the video, and I could actually insert a YouTube video. Now I'd have to have the link for that, of course, so I don't have that currently on me, but if I had a link to video I was going to use, I could do that. I could also insert a special diagram. If you wanted to have another crazy diagram inside your circle, I could do a completely different one. For example, I'll just choose this one. I could drag that in there, and yes, in case you're wondering, you could have yourself zooming into that little one, so it would be a Prezi within a Prezi, which is kind of crazy. If you notice, since I just added this too, what did it do? It gave it a number 8. And then inside of here, you zoom in, I got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If I go around, you can see that those numbers were all, and they've all been added over here. So I can fill those in, and those are the order. Of course, you can move things around, change the numbers. Let's say if I zoom back out to my original Prezi by going to this top button here, maybe I didn't want to go from 2 to 3. Maybe I wanted to go from 2 to where number 6 is. So all I would have to do is find my number 6 slide and move it in front, and now they are automatically renumber. So it's very, very easy to renumber your Prezi. And then what happens when it's time to actually see your Prezi in action, we'll go to the present button, and it will say, do you want to allow full screen? That's fine, we can do that. And every time I click, it's going to go to that next number in the sequence. So it started off at 1. Now remember, 2 was dead center. Oh, sorry, I was a little bit off there. I forgot I changed the order. 2 used to be dead center. 2 is now detail 4. Okay, and then it goes out, back to center. There we go. Okay, it'll go through all the big ones on the outside. Remember I added that 1 on the inside of the one circle? Then to go into that one and go through each one of those circles. Very dynamic, very interesting, very dynamic. Now I'm going to exit out of this one, and I'm going to exit completely because I want to show you a completed Prezi that I created a little while back. And I did on area models and distributed property for my students. And just to give you an idea what a finished Prezi would look like, and to give you the layout a little bit more clearly, I'm just going to show you what this Prezi looked like up close. So again, you have all the slides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I was to zoom in, you would see the numbers of everything. See, this would be slide, it would be 3, then it goes 4, 5, 6, 7. Very, very easy to do. I'm going to go back out. And in case you were wondering too, there are ways of editing what's called the path. For example, how the Prezi zooms around. So these arrows go 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, but you can actually manually manipulate those. Like for example, if I wanted to go from here to over here, that's where the Prezi would go. So 0.7 would be viewing where 7 is now. 7 could be all the way out here if you want it to be. Of course, you probably want 7 near one of your circles, but you can actually move the numbers around and order them, and that's where the Prezi is going to zoom in. So when I went to present this Prezi to my students, this is what it sort of looked like. I started with a holistic view. I went right into the tasks the students had to do, and I would go through that circle. This would have been number 3. Then there's 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go back out. There's 8. Little one, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I set that path. Back out. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Back out. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Back out. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Back out. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, back out to the whole Prezi. So you can see how it is laid out, and as you can see down here, it's just my 33rd slide. So you see how I went through all those focus points. And it's important to note too that the numbers aren't necessarily circles, they're focus points. So that's why these numbers in gray are there. Now to share your Prezi, you have two different options. You can go ahead and share it on Facebook. You could do that. You can download it as a PDF file. You can download it as a portable Prezi, and what that will do is it'll make an executable file that will run on either a Mac or a Windows PC by itself with no internet connection. So you can actually keep it on a desktop, take it with you, it'll play anywhere. Again, I did mention you can access these through iOS and download them that way too. If you choose to share the Prezi, you're going to get, very similar to Google Docs, you're going to get a link that you can copy. You can also invite people, but the link is available to the public, and if you share that link via email or a website, people will be able to see your Prezi just as it appears here too. So now that you have an idea how to use a Prezi, enjoy the free tools, and enjoy a very nice alternative to PowerPoint.